All right, so we just got a massive wave of Switch 2 eShop updates, confirmed prices, release dates, a few games as well that have just kind of popped up over the last few days out of nowhere. I've gone through everything though. If it's on the eShop right now and it's got a price attached, it's in here. And I'm covering the US, Canada, UK, Europe, and Australia. I've even pulled the file sizes, and some of them are massive. Caught me completely off guard. Like, genuinely, we need to be buying the biggest SD cards we can find. And let me know what you think about that as well in the comments down below. But yeah, look, everything in this video today is laid out in release order, so you know exactly what's coming and when. And yeah, basically, this is the most complete roundup on YouTube right now regarding Switch 2 and the eShop pricing. So do stick around, do not miss out. If you do enjoy it, then do me a favor, hit subscribe, helps out the channel a huge amount. And now, let's get into it. So Mario Kart World first, and the name says it all. Open world Mario Kart. All courses are connected. You race across multiple biomes. There's new tricks like rail grinding, wall jumps, water skimming, even food. There's 24-player online with a knockout tour mode that looks incredible. A few gimmicks, game chat and that camera, which look a bit crappy, quite frankly. But look, it's Mario Kart. It's gonna be solid. Price, so ridiculous. Yes, some will get it in a bundle with the console, but most won't. This said, I guess the only thing I'm telling myself here is at least I'll get thousands of hours out of it. Switch 2 Welcome Tour, and yes, this one, it annoys me. Incredibly so, in fact. It's a paid interactive tour of the console, literally Nintendo charging to show off their own hardware. You get a cool look, I guess, at the Joy-Con magnets, it says, and other hidden features, but locking info behind a paywall, not it. If this was free, I'd call it classic Nintendo nerdiness. Paid, I can't recommend it. I think it's a little bit shitty, quite frankly, though I will grab it just to, well, yeah, cover it for you all and tell you if you should save your cash. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, and yes, the original is back, now in HD with quality of life upgrades, a cleaner UI, and it's basically that classic turn-based combat. You've got the Brave Default system here, over 20 jobs, and the story is fantastic. It's one of the 3DS's best, no question about it. That said, though, I do find it weird this is Switch 2 exclusive. It clearly could have run on Switch 1, and it's definitely not a system seller. It feels like Square Enix might be limiting their own reach here, and I don't know, really, is that going to do them any favors? Good price at least, I will give it that much, and maybe it is timed, and we'll see it on the Switch 1 just around the corner. Survival Kids, and I personally think it looks awful. It's a Switch 2 exclusive, I think purely because it supports game sharing and comms features. There's no way this couldn't run on the original. That said, it might work for younger family members. It's a co-op survival game where up to 4 players explore, craft, fish, and basically survive on this island. Yeah, simple mechanics, no inventory management, bright cartoony visuals. It's clearly made for that younger audience. So yeah, not for me, but maybe worth a look if you've got kids, but you want something that's a little bit easier going. Civilization 7 Switch 2 Edition Upgrade Pack, and this is good news. Well, kind of. This makes sense. The game was just launched. I don't think they should be charging for it personally, but I will say this, it does look way better visually, but the core game itself still needs work. The UI is rough. Performance was patchy on the Switch 1. I assume that will be fixed with Switch 2, but overall, it's just kind of, I don't know, they need to update it basically. The gameplay just doesn't quite feel where it should be for a Civ experience. Once you do dig into it, though, I will actually give it this at least. It's classic Civ through and through. You build your empire, you manage resources, you conquer or negotiate basically your way through history. Right now, there's no Switch 2 dedicated edition that bundles the base game and upgrade, but I'm sure that will appear on the eShop soon enough. Street Fighter 6 hits Switch 2 with 2 versions, the base game and the Year 1 to 2 Fighters Edition. I'm going for the latter, mostly for that expanded roster, and honestly, I think the price feels incredibly fair. A new character actually even drops on launch day, which is definitely a nice bonus. Physical fans, though, take note, it is expanded edition only for you. Now, there are also some Switch 2 exclusive features, local wireless one-on-one, avatar matches, and some wild party modes like Gyro Battle and Calorie Contest, where you literally win by burning calories. Warning with this one as well, make that decision of which version you want before you do buy, because the Year 1 Pass and Year 2 Pass, they have to charge $29.99 USD or your regional equivalent for each. So you'd be paying like way over the odds if you do go that direction. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is one of the most exciting drops for me personally. I'm a huge fan of the series, cannot wait to dive back in. This entry is fantastic. Now, it's set in the streets of 1988 Japan. It's the definitive version, essentially, of Kiryu's origin story. It's now on Switch 2 with confirmed 4K. Very cool. And yeah, you get 3 fighting styles per character, incredibly over-the-top brawling, and kind of that signature Yakuza mix of crime, drama, chaos, and humor. The Director's Cut then adds new cutscenes and backstory, plus Red Light Raid, an online mode with 60 playable characters. Sonic Shadow Generations, and I played this on Switch 1 and I loved it. Still not 100% clear on what this Switch 2 version really brings. I assume better performance because it did struggle a bit before, but I am definitely disappointed there's no upgrade path yet. I'm hoping that shows up, or even better, just ends up being free. Now, this is actually a re-release of sorts as well. You're actually getting a brand new Shadow campaign with new powers and an open zone style hub. Plus, there's a full remaster then of Sonic Generations with upgraded visuals, 2D and 3D stages, and bonus content. Probably won't pick it up myself, as I said, played it relatively recently on Switch 1. But for those that really want to go all in, there is a deluxe edition. It adds a movie pack, skins, art book, and soundtrack. It's honestly not bad if you're into the extras, and that's going to set you back about an extra 10 USD or your regional equivalents. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, and this is the day one game for me. Played it multiple times already. I do not care. I love it. I'm going back. Great price too, considering you get the full base game and Phantom Liberty, which is basically its own masterpiece in itself. This will be a proper system test for me on day one, which is always exciting. Now, gameplay-wise, you're Fee, a merc in Night City, and you're customizing everything from skills to cyberware. You're shaping the story through your choices, basically. What's really exciting, though, is new Switch 2 features, including motion controls, gyro aiming, and even Joy-Con as mouse support, which I think will be wild. It's also not a game key card for the physical fans out there, and respect to them, because pretty much every physical so far from third party has been that way. And here they are going all out with the biggest Switch 2 cartridge available. So yeah, I know this is an eShop video, but they deserve utmost respect for that. Kunitsu-Gami, Path of the Goddess, is one I played on PlayStation, absolutely loved. It's a hidden gem, and I really hope it gets the attention it deserves, launching day one on Switch 2. It's a blend of action and strategy where you fight off corruption and protect a sacred maiden by managing villagers by day and battling yokai by night. Super stylish, really unique, incredibly weird, but it's also at a price I think that is totally fair. Now, sadly for physical fans too, because I was actually looking for this one myself, I do want to note I can't find any release outside of Japan from what I can tell, but even then, it's one of those game key cards. Puyo Tetris 2S, and yeah, I've got no interest. I already own the base game on Switch 1, and this expanded edition just doesn't justify a double dip for me. There's no sign of an upgrade path, which I think makes it an easy skip. But yeah, it adds some new things, a new 2v2 doubles mode. I believe it expands on the adventure mode and online play. It's also 40 playable characters, including Sonic. But look, if you're new to it, there's a lot here to like, but for returning players like me, I think it is, yeah, without an upgrade path, hard pass. HITMAN World of Assassination Signature Edition, and I'm genuinely psyched for this one. I was always gutted that Hitman 3 was cloud only on Switch 1, so getting the full trilogy natively on Switch 2, I think that's a massive win. It includes everything as well, Hitman 1, 2, 3, plus all the extra modes like Freelancer, Escalations, Elusive Targets, and the full DLC packs. There's going to be over 20 locations, and yeah, you could get thousands of hours out of this experience. So yeah, Agent 47 finally unleashed properly on a Nintendo Switch, and I am picking it up day one. I'm showing that full support. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma Switch 2 edition, and I really like the look of this one, but I do think they've priced it a little high. Now, there is an upgrade path from Switch 1. It's going to be $10 or your regional equivalent. It's great for anyone not jumping into Switch 2 right away. But yeah, it feels a bit optimistic on their part. That said, visually from the trailer, it looks great and should make for a solid comparison between the two systems. So do expect that here on the channel. Now, gameplay-wise, you're battling corruption, rebuilding seasonal villages, farming, and yeah, forming bonds with the cast. Plus, Switch 2 then, it promises better resolution, frame rate, and Joy-Con mouse controls. Deltarune can take my money immediately. I've been waiting for this and I am all in. It's the next chapter in the Undertale universe with that same mix of heartfelt weirdness, clever writing, and choice-driven gameplay. You'll fight or spare your way through a mysterious world with a mix of, I guess, new and familiar faces. Price is totally fair in my opinion, especially considering the hype and the legacy behind it. Fast Fusion then is a steal. This is how you do pricing right. I genuinely thought it would be double the cost, and I was fine with that. So this was a shock in the best way. It is now a guaranteed day one buy for me, and I think many people will join me. It's basically an anti-grav racing experience, so across a ton of tracks with this fusion system that lets you combine vehicles for new looks and better stats. Plus there's all sorts of like tech in here to really kind of, I guess, take big risks and try and push past the pack. All right, a couple I need to mention here, just so I can say this video is comprehensive. Fortnite, yes, it's free, of course, but worth noting, they've released a brand new version specifically for the Switch 2. This is due to compatibility stuff. I'm hoping we see a decent jump in performance this time around. Honestly, again, it's just about being comprehensive. So on the back of that then as well, GameCube Classics is coming. Again, it's free as long as you have a membership. Switch 2 exclusive. I think that's a weird choice. Personally, it feels a little unfair locking it to the new hardware, especially for something that's clearly emulated. But like, it's Nintendo. They play by their own rules, and those rules are not always, let's face it, extremely consumer friendly. Split Fiction then is something special. I played it recently on another system and absolutely loved it. Co-op fans, do not skip it. It's from the team behind It Takes Two. It's an incredible split-screen adventure, and it bounces you between sci-fi and fantasy worlds, packed with variety, charm, and just incredible moments. The opening level and the last level of this game are two of the best in recent memory. The only real letdown here, not eShop related, but the physical release. It's just a code in a box. Now, the file size here is massive, so I don't think there's even a Nintendo cartridge big enough for it. But instead of using a game key card, which no one likes anyway, they bypassed the lazy option for an even lazier one. Impressive, but I guess also not surprising. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster Switch 2 edition, and honestly, I just don't get this one. It just released and there's no upgrade path. You've got to go buy it again unless they announce something, but that feels like an insult. These games are not demanding, so I'm not sure what the Switch 2 version is really going to bring to the table. But yeah, if you haven't picked it up yet, just wait for this version. That's actually what I'm doing. It is a cheap move though, and they clearly know it because it's the only Switch 2 title right now with a 20% discount up until launch. So yeah, I don't know, I got this vibe here, like great games, no question about it, but incredibly shady rollouts. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition is unsurprisingly near top dollar, and Tears of the Kingdom joins Mario Kart World at that highest price point, and let's face it, that is not in the least bit surprising. Both are getting Switch 2 upgrades as well, with visual and performance improvements, and if you do already own the Switch 1 releases, there's going to be a $10 upgrade path available. If you have an online membership, you can get these for free included as well. I'm, again, not the biggest fan of these being charged for, honestly, these upgrade paths, because it's performance and resolution related mostly. I think that should just be, well, this is what the game should have been, but I feel like I'm saying that argument over and over at this point. So yeah, it is what it is. If you're grabbing them, I mean, well, if you are, pretty much every Nintendo fan is probably going to pick these up. Raidou Remastered Classic Atlas, back with new visuals, full voiceover, and revamped combat. I've never played it, so I'm really keen. It's a detective noir meets demon summoning in alt history Tokyo, basically, with 120 plus demons and a story that apparently spirals fast. So yeah, it's got that weird, stylish Atlas vibe that we expect. I was a little disappointed, though, to hear recently it's only 1080p 60 docked. Not much better than Switch 1, which is also 1080p but 3260. Switch 2 does improve handout at least, a bump from 720 to 1080. But yeah, I thought this would be 4K. I presume it's going to do some sort of upscaling on the back end. There is a deluxe edition too. It adds extra demons and items, because of course it does. Nothing like a good bit of day one paid gatekeeping. Donkey Kong Bananza, and yes, with the wild Mario Kart World price, this one actually feels pretty fair. I'm psyched for it personally. The destruction looks insane, and the small file size surprised me. You're literally smashing your way through the world, punching through walls, tearing down terrain, and unlocking new areas by breaking, well, everything in sight. Tons of environments, from forests to frozen caves, all layered underground so you can dig into them. And the story then, classic DK, bananas stolen by Fideco, and you've got to go get them back with the help of, well, these weird rocks. So yeah, looks like it's going to be loud, manic, and yeah, cannot wait to check it out. Super Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV is priced right up there, but it does have a $20 upgrade path if you already own the base game. And the base game itself, great fun. Classic Mario Party chaos with tons of new boards, minigames, and modes. By far the best one on the Switch. The Jamboree TV Edition brings extra content, and it feels almost like a showcase for that new camera accessory. So yeah, if you want the full experience, you'll probably need to spend about $50 on that as well. Still, though, looks like a solid party package overall for the fans out there, and no doubt, again, it's one of those experiences where you can get hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of gameplay. All right, Madden 26. I've played Madden now for the best part of 20 years, and honestly, I am tired. Every year, it's the same promises. This year, next level coaching, authentic quarterback plays. And every year, it feels the same. Stiff animations, more microtransactions, and yeah, disappointment, basically. That said, though, it's the first Madden on Switch, and that is tempting. You know, I'm actually surprised as well EA didn't go for the $79.99, but I will say with this release, just be careful. Remember, FIFA on Switch 1, it could be a cut-down, inferior version yet again, so I'd be watching out for that. Also, of course, there's a deluxe edition with early access and a ton of microtransaction junk, and that is going to set you back a sweet $100 or your regional equivalent. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar Switch 2 Edition, and this one's for the Farm Sim fans. You can grab the full Switch 2 version or just a $10 upgrade pack if you've already got it on Switch 1. But yeah, you're building up your farm in Town and helping revive its once famous weekly bazaars, so selling crops, raising animals, meeting locals, and its Story of Seasons, and maybe finding love along that journey. I'm not sure really how much Switch 2 will really add beyond higher resolution, better frame rate if it is an issue, and Joy-Con mouse controls. But yeah, look, one for the cozy fans. All right, our final game then, Kirby and the Forgotten Land Switch 2 Edition plus Star-Crossed World. And yes, I didn't expect this one to hit Mario Kart World pricing, but the DLC does seem pretty substantial. Now, if you already own the base game, there's a $20 upgrade path, and I'm excited for it. Star-Crossed Worlds looks like a solid expansion. I'm also really curious to see how the base game will run on the Switch 2 after this update. Is it going to add a lot there as well? But yeah, I'll be checking it out day one for sure. Expect coverage on the channel. Didn't expect it to be at the highest price point. Honestly, I thought it might be like 10 USD cheaper than this, but not surprising. It's on the high end, I guess, or it's at the higher effort, I guess, of the expansions they have done this far. And that is the video down. Every single Switch 2 digital price that we know this far. What do you think? I'd love to hear your comments down below. What will you be picking up as well? Tell me that too. And yeah, subscribe if you enjoyed it. That helps out the channel a huge amount. Cheers all.